What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Harrison, and today we are going over the gameplay walkthrough for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I have only watched this one time. I wanted to go through it again and kind of analyze it and see if I can find anything that I didn't see the first time around and just kind of talk about it, because, man, what an awesome presentation this was. I think, for me at least, and I hope for a lot of people, this put away any sort of doubts about this sequel and it being like DLC, which I never thought it was. I knew it was going to be a proper sequel. So yeah, I'm excited to watch it again, see what happens, and we'll talk about it. It's been quite a day. Got off of work and my daughter broke her arm, so that was fun. So we just got out of the hospital a couple hours ago. So just getting around to watching this presentation again. But yeah, let's get it started.
Hello, everyone. I'm AG.
Let's skip ahead a little bit. All right.
Like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, there's a vast world to explore. Of course, it's not just the same world as is. It's changed.
And it's going to be hard to tell at first, because like as soon as it's booted up, I was like, yeah, this looks a lot like Breath of the Wild. Like the UI is still looks like it's the same, which is totally fine. I really like the UI in Breath of the Wild. But as far as like the fidelity goes, it does look the same. But I'm sure if I boot it up, you know, if I booted up Breath of the Wild, I would see the difference. But you know, it'll look better once we actually have it in our hands.
Wondering something. How do you get to the Sky Islands when they're so high up?
So we got the stables.
Oh, something's falling from the sky. Do you see it? I wonder what that is.
So cool.
Let's head over to it.
I just love the art style of this game too.
We're almost at the spot where the object fell.
Still definitely climbing.
Okay, let's use one.
Okay, so that little symbol right here is definitely the what is it, the recall feature?
If you do this on the rock that just fell. Look, it started rising.
That is so cool.
This power is known as recall, which rewinds an object's movement.
It's so freaking cool. I mean, we saw this in the
fallen rock. I can now rise into the
in one of the other trailers.
We're a lot closer to the Sky Islands. Let's use the paraglider to reach one of them. There are a few other Sky Islands floating here.
All right, do we see anything? Don't really see anything in the background here. Just trying to look at everything that I missed beforehand.
I made it. There are lots of ways to reach the Sky Islands.
It's definitely a dragon over there. That's awesome to see.
Okay, now we're on a...
See, that looks... It's kind of hard to tell if it's just a rock or something. These are what I'm interested of, is these little hieroglyphic markings that are in the sky that we've seen in trailers before. And then you've got this over here, like the sphere, which in one of my other videos I potentially thought, because in the trailer there's a sphere object and it looks like the moon from Majora's Mask. Now, in hindsight, maybe not. I don't know for sure if this game is going to have any sort of like time travel or, you know, timelines kind of colliding together. Obviously, we don't know anything about the story other than what they've shown us, and it hasn't been a lot. But I mean, it's always a possibility. It does. If you go back and watch that trailer, it does look like the lips of the moon in Majora's Mask. But you know,
slightly bigger Sky Island.
Probably not.
Just like on the surface,
there's like the giant cube in the sky.
Some trees are also growing.
There's some more of that hieroglyphics that I was talking about.
Many of those yellow trees on the surface, though. Let's walk around for a bit.
In my podcast, Gaming with the Broscast, quick plug.
It might come in handy later.
We were talking about what our expectations were for this presentation. My brother thought that maybe
This is a brand new enemy called a construct.
everything would kind of circle back around. And while we know Skyward Sword is the beginning of the timeline and this is supposedly the end, that maybe this portion, this end of the timeline creates Skyward Sword and it kind of circles back on itself, kind of like Ouroboros, which would also coincide with the symbol that we got for the logo.
As expected,
We also got confirmation of the Zonai, which was heavily speculated, which is cool.
broken. So here's another one of Link's new abilities. If we use this branch and the rock over here and do this, look, we can stick them together.
I was floored. I was floored by this point. This is some of the coolest stuff ever.
Stick objects together to create new weapons with various effects. Let's take on another construct. with
It finally makes.
We're
I mean, this feels like the evolution of Breath of the Wild. Like I was not an advocate for weapon durability at all. I didn't really enjoy it as much as a lot of people did. But with this, I mean, the possibilities are endless with what you can put together, and it makes some really cool weapons. Like it makes all the little stuff you collected in Breath of the Wild mean so much more in this game. Like how cool is it's so cool, man.
With this, we don't have to get too close to enemies, and we can safely attack from a distance.
Yeah, that's such a game
You
changer.
can also fuse
I wondered
arrows
if you could do a
with
sweep
in your inventory.
motion with that.
For instance, try fusing this leaf to an arrow. Fuse an ice elemental material to an arrow and
I don't know what the
freeze
leaf does.
faraway enemies. Very useful.
So cool.
In addition, let's see.
There's
There's a
anything
bird
in the
flying
background
around.
over here.
If you're out hunting, you might feel that aiming with an arrow is too difficult. Apparently, my eyes can't track
Dragon over there.
fast-moving objects as of late, so my shots rarely land. So, at times like these, here's an eyeball.
And this just makes all the monster parts that you were collecting in Breath of the Wild, again, just mean so much more in this game. It really does just
It
feel
honed in on the target.
like a true
Let's
sequel.
try this on another bird.
It looks so good. I cannot wait to play. Cannot wait to get my hands on it and play
General
this.
direction. It's very simple.
Just hours of
Depending on what you
finding
stick
items and just
with, the fuse effect
finding
could
different
also be
combinations
useful
that you
for
could put
hunting.
together. Cannot wait.
I fused a mushroom to my shield. Now, you're probably wondering if this has any use. Well, this mushroom is actually a puff shroom. Let's fight an enemy with this. I blocked with the shield. Okay, there's smoke now. The enemy's lost sight of Link, so attack!
It's pretty cool
Even
too.
if you struggle with combat, you can take down enemies using similar methods. In the previous game, you'd usually get powerful weapons by defeating strong enemies. But in this game, fusing even
kind
the
of looks
weakest
like there's
weapon with
something-
weapons by defeating, you can take down enemies
Let's go
using
back here.
similar methods. In the previous
It looks like there's stuff sticking out. Like I wonder what that is.
game, you'd usually
Like I wonder. I don't think I can zoom in. It almost looks like it doesn't look like it's part of the ground. It looks like some sort of, again, that hieroglyphic looking stuff that's maybe keeping it afloat. I'm not quite sure.
get powerful weapons by defeating strong enemies. But in this game, fusing even the weakest weapon with something else could turn it into a useful weapon. There are even more gameplay options for sticking things together. Let me demonstrate.
Put it on the shield.
Some of the sky
This
islands
part,
even
oh my
have
gosh, this
rivers.
part blew me away. See, it looks like there's like some sort of, like maybe a propeller or something keeping the stuff
the
up.
river's too wide for that. We need a boat. Of course, there isn't anything that resembles a boat around here. So, we'll lift
Look at all
up
these
this log
conveniently
and
placed
attach it to a
logs.
second log. Let's do one more. We'll bring this over here and attach a third log. It's a makeshift raft.
It's like all the people that made these really cool things in Breath of the Wild, they're just like, here, we'll make it much easier for you
They
to
can be
do.
detached. Let's modify the shape of the raft. You can always attach things or detach them like this.
Okay, so his hand is definitely
Now, if we put this on the water,
is what's
it's made of
causing
wood,
these new
so
abilities. I
buoyancy will
wonder,
keep it afloat.
in terms of the story, what actually
We've made a
happens.
simplified version of a boat. However, it won't move in its
It's like in
current
the
state,
in
so
the
we'll need
last
something to
trailer we
propel it
got,
forward.
Zelda or Link is reaching out to Zelda, and she calls in
There's
for
something
help.
here.
So
Let's
maybe
try hitting it.
it infuses with his hand or something. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, wind. It's blowing wind.
We'll obviously know in a month and a half or
Looks
so,
like we
but
found a fan.
it's always fun to
Why don't we
speculate.
try attaching it?
Oh,
We'll attach another
it's gonna
one.
be crazy.
This
Ultra
will make the
hand.
boat well balanced.
It looks like you can stick it to like anything. Like, so cool.
All right, let's try moving the boat.
So you just
Hey,
attack it.
It's moving. It's sailing pretty fast with the wind from the fans. Since we added 2 fans, we should be able to cross the river in no time. All right, we reached the other side.
What was that?
In the most recent... All right,
didn't see that
we reached
before.
the other side.
Ranger construct? Okay, so it's a... Is it another Zonai enemy?
In the most recent trailer, we showed scenes of Link riding a large car and a flying machine. Those vehicles
This is what I'm talking about right
actually-
here. Like it's got the markings here that I mentioned before. And again, it looks, I mean, it's probably a little bit of a stretch maybe, but it looks like lips, right? Like it looks like the moon. I'm not just pulling that out of my butt here. But it's probably something different, but one
aren't in
can
the game from the
speculate,
start.
right?
Instead, you'll be able to freely craft them on your own. There are all sorts of objects you'll come across
Like
in
this-
this game. And depending on how you use your imagination,
This game is going to
you can
be
do a
just
lot with them.
insane. It is
So
going to be
try
crazy.
crafting different things and explore this world at your leisure. There are even more new abilities. Take this building over here. Okay, watch this. Look, I passed right through the
So we had
ceiling.
already seen that before, but
This new ability is called
the fact that
Ascend.
you can use it
If you're in a place with a ceiling, you can go through.
really like anywhere, any place that's got like a surface area on top that you can land on. I
There are
wonder
some restrictions, but what's
I
great
wonder
about
what
this
those
feature
restrictions
is
are.
that as long as there's a ceiling, you can use it anywhere. For example, this place has a cave with a hill right above it. If we use the ability here,
It almost looks like those little guys are like caretakers because they didn't attack Link. They didn't get aggroed. It almost looks like they're caretakers of the Flying Islands.
come on, keep going.
Ascend.
Okay, we emerged at the top.
Yeah,
of
these
the
abilities are so much cooler than
In the previous game, you had to use
Breath of the
stamina
Wild.
to climb a mountain. But in this game, if there's a mountain with a cave like this one, you can now get to the top without having to climb all the way up. Here's another example. Imagine you're stuck in a cage. If it's got a ceiling, you know what to do, right? Exactly.
it's pretty cool.
There's another construct. It seems to be holding a strange weapon. Some enemies are equipped with fused weapons, so battles will
See,
play
some
out
some
very
aggro and
differently from the
some
previous
don't.
game. Ah,
I guess Ranger is like
moving
a
away with
park
wind.
ranger, I guess. So maybe they're like the
Looks like it's
caretakers.
got some sort of fan. Ah! I got
This
pushed
right
off.
here, I think, just solidified
Oh well, let's just return
how
to the surface.
impressive this, and I think that almost looks like a how impressive this game is. The fact that you can seamlessly go from the islands to the land with no loading screen at all. Yeah, I think this solidified its true purpose as the sequel. You know, again, Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game that was ported to Switch same day. This is a true Switch game. And granted, you know, the Switch is definitely old tech at this point, but the developers of Nintendo are wizards, man, because games that run on the Xbox and PlayStation don't do this. Looks like that's a shrine right there, doesn't it?
Oh well.
Yeah, a couple of shrines.
Let's just return to the surface.
This is crazy. I wonder what that is right there.
You can quickly descend from the sky to the surface like this.
So there's towers too.
In the sky,
What else
you'll
we
be able
got?
to look out across the land.
Ooh, let's go back to,
So good.
is that
In the
Death
sky,
Mountain? It looks like Death Mountain.
You'll be able to look out across the land.
There's that flying cube again. I mean, this game is it's crazy. There's so many
Once you've
things.
chosen your destination, you can speed things up, like this.
And like I don't see any sort of
Let's dive into
hitching.
this river,
Granted, you know, it's a presentation, so it's controlled
and
for the
we're
most
back on the
part.
surface.
But I mean, I don't see any sort of hitching or frame rate
There's
drops.
still so many things I'd like to show
Like
you, but
the
let's leave it
like
at
the
that
wings
for
right
now.
there look good on the bird. Like even like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the wings and the creatures in the
What did
background
you
were
think? Some of Link's new
7 frames a
abilities were
second,
updated
so
from the previous game. I'm sure some of you
yeah, it's crazy. This is what I was talking about here, the Ouroboros kind of thing, like it comes full circle, right? So maybe my brother's onto something about the, you know, it creating Skyloft, right? See, and then this is just a Switch. This thing looks so cool. I want it, but I'm not buying another Switch. I'm not necessarily a Switch itself collector. I know there's people out there that'll do it and that have them, like beat 'em ups. He just did a really cool video about getting all of them, all the like the officially licensed ones, and he got this one too somehow. I'm sure he probably knew somebody on like a production line or something like that in a warehouse that was making them. Things I like it though. It looks a lot better with these images than that leak did. Then this controller, I got a pre-order, baby. I was able to bypass the scalpers and get one. Sweet. There you have it, guys. I'm sure there's probably someone else out there that has a little bit more knowledge about Zelda than I do. I'm not, while Zelda is my favorite franchise, I'm not the biggest lore person, so I'm sure there's way better analysis videos out there, and you should definitely check them out. You know, channels like I really like Andres Restart. He does a really great job with all of his analysis videos, so check him out. I really do like his channel. But man, again, Breath of the Wild, you know, it was a fantastic game, and Tears of the Kingdom looks, I don't like to say a sequel can make another game obsolete, because they all have their place in the history of the franchise and in gaming. But I mean, this is Breath of the Wild. It's the same map, you know, same Hyrule that's been altered, but you're just given so much more things to do with all the customization and all the creativity, you know, adding in like the Banjo-Kazooie like nuts and bolts element into the crafting, you know, while the weapons still have durability. The fact that you can really make anything is a game changer. And then the fact that you could make your own vehicles and your own way to traverse the land, like, I mean, it's going to make the horses in the game like kind of irrelevant. You know, if they put in like, I don't know, if they put in, you know, they still haven't confirmed dungeons yet, but if they put in like a hook shot or something, or a grapple hook, like that could also be a game changer. That could really speed up the traversing of the game. I'm just blown away. I'm really blown away by this 10 minutes of the game that we got. It's crazy. And I cannot wait. I'm sure we'll get other little snippets. I don't think we'll get like a full-on direct now. I think they're going to keep everything close to their chest with these details and the gameplay and stuff like that. Because I mean, they gave us just a sprinkle of stuff. There's going to be so much more that we have to look forward to. So I don't even want to hear the thought of it being just a DLC anymore. This game is going to be huge. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun, and I can't wait. Hope you guys enjoyed this this video and my commentary behind the trailer here, the gameplay here. Please like the video and comment down below, like maybe your favorite parts or what you're excited for the most for the game, and let me know if you were able to get a OLED or the controller or something like that. I'm still waiting for them to do like the second wave of the collector's edition, because that's what I really want. But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see for that. But all right, guys. Again, hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you guys in the next one.
Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy. And I will see you in the next video.